What's up, everybody? It's Soren Baker.
Amir, Rahimi.
And today on The Great Debaters, we got a little Snoop Dogg Doggystyle debate for y'all. You ready? Alright, Amir, so of course everyone looks at Doggystyle as one of the best albums in rap history, as they should. It also happens to be one of the most popular albums in rap history, as it should, given its potency, Snoop's brilliance, Dr. Dre's brilliance, and of course the appearance of all the death row artists that appear on it, the death row inmates.
Inmates, yeah, there we go.
The inmates.
The inmates.
So that being said, Snoop is a very generous man and shared the spotlight, as was done on The Chronic. Dr. Dre laid that blueprint and Snoop followed it by having a lot of people appear on the album not named Snoop Doggy Dogg at the time, and beyond Dr. Dre also. So, on this episode of The Great Debaters, what we're going to do is name the best feature appearance by an artist on Doggystyle not named Snoop. So we're going to go through, talk about some of our favorite appearances on Doggystyle, and then, discuss, debate them, and come up with our own and why. So Amir, so many songs that are phenomenal on this album have guest appearances, so what are 2 or 3 that you really like, and why? Let's go through them.
Okay, the one that probably, there's a few obviously that are great. I thought it was interesting, to say the least, that Lil Lady Rage had an opening verse on the album.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of strange but awesome that she started off his album.
Yes.
But that's not one. I just want to put that out there, and I love Rage. For All My Brothers and My Sisters, that song, dude. Let me tell you something about that song.
Please.
Which you know, but I'm going to say it anyways. It was so interesting that it's such an unorthodox composed song when you think about it, where Kurupt has half a verse, Daz is a verse, Kurupt has a full-blown verse, Kurupt has another half verse,
right.
And Rage has a verse, and Snoop isn't even really on the song except for a couple lines. I just thought just the unorthodox death row approach on these featured songs was great. That one, I just think Kurupt obliterates it. Annihilates, obliterates, decimates, whatever. And I love how he also shouts out his favorite artist at the time, Rakim. He ain't no joke, so what I should be a joke for, and that's my idol, giving due, and call himself a loc 20-year-old. I'm not sure actually was that on that song, but regardless, he kills it, dude. And he gives off the impression that he can flow forever. He gives you the impression that he can just freestyle for eons.
Someone who's had the good fortune to hang out with Kurupt quite a bit since the 1990s, I've witnessed myself at least 5 or 6 times where Kurupt will just start rapping, and he'll rap for literally 30, 40 minutes, just nonstop. Just as something to do. He's not like, we're just talking or something, and then he'll just start rapping. And this has happened to me many times over the years with Kurupt, and it's just, every single time, it's amazing to see it happen. And like, people talk about battle rappers or what have you, but like, Kurupt literally can rap at the drop of a dime for 30 minutes. And I'm talking about no breaks, no nothing. But anyway, quick sidebar.
We need an instrumental. If you record today, we need an instrumental. We need to make a song out of it.
I have it. I have him rapping over beats I was trying to sell him at the time. I have it. All on tape.
Oh my god.
It's amazing. Alright, so that's that song. What's another one?
Okay, and the second one that I would pick that I just loving the features on it is Aint No Fun.
Okay.
And that is actually my favorite featured verse from Nate Dogg.
Oh.
It's iconic. That's a song that I can actually play, and all my friends know it too.
Okay.
And that I thought was also special because I usually am playing the hip hop that no one knows. And here we go. People can understand Nate. They love to sing, and that's a party song. And honestly, the way Kurupt goes in is just like amazing. That's like the pre-explosive verse.
That's also one of my favorites. Sorry to steal the spotlight here for a minute, but Aint No Fun is one of mine for both Kurupt and Nate Dogg, because Kurupt is just diabolically hilarious. If you want to look at it as funny, or if not, just blatantly, patently offensive. But if you can just look at it as humorous, like his is insane, and then Nate Dogg is in a similar vein as well. So both of those are two of my nominees for this exercise because I remember hearing that song and thinking of how profane and how graphic it is. And then, like, man, this song is so amazing. How are they going to make this a single? And I was so disappointed that they didn't make a video or they didn't, like, make it into a something. Because now, even in 2018, they still play that song on the radio out here in LA. So I was always so impressed by that song, but then so disappointed they didn't make it a single and didn't make it a video and all that stuff. So, do you have any other nominees for this?
Those are, I mean, I want to say Serial Killer too.
No,
if I'm choosing two, Serial Killer, what does he say? Up or down, right or left, life or death, Kurupt going in, Daz, it's just RBX.
Well, that would be your third, but for my brothers and sisters.
For my brothers and sisters and Ain't No Fun are my two featured.
So then what's the third?
Sure.
Serial Killer?
Third is Serial Killer.
Okay.
That beat, man, especially is just nuts, dude.
Well, Serial Killer would be my second nominee as well because of the same reason. One, that's probably, if not my favorite beat on the album, it's one of my top 2 or 3 beats on the album. And then RBX in particular, I always loved his performance on that song, man. I thought it was so astonishingly powerful because obviously RBX has one of the best voices in rap history, and then that beat is phenomenal. So you have like the premier Dr. Dre, you have RBX at his zenith as well, as we see throughout RBX's career when he has these moments where he's able to like shine on stellar production alongside of other artists. Like he almost always does the best or is right there. If he's not the best, he's tied or arguably second. But like, dude, I just remember his voice coming on that the first time I was hearing it. I was like blown away. So it's pretty amazing, man. And then, so those would be my nominees. And I think that the album has a lot of good, those are my 2 picks. My Brothers and Sisters song I love a lot, but to me it's not as good. And I think, kind of to your point, Snoop's not even really on it, which doesn't hurt for this exercise. But I always remember thinking, like, did they make a mistake and put that on this album? I was like, what? Because where's Snoop? But yeah, so I don't know. But I think those 2 songs are my favorite. So we have, at this point, we're going with 2 different songs. We got Ain't No Fun and Serial Killer. We got Nate Dogg and Kurupt or RBX. Or those would be my 3 picks.
Okay.
So we have to whittle it down from there. So it's just a really hard one, man, because they all are very different, in my opinion. Because the RBX, that everything is just super hardcore, rough, and gangster. Whereas the Ain't No Fun, you have the beat is so different sonically.
It's a happy one.
It's a happy beat, and then there's the humorous element that doesn't really come through on Serial Killer at all. Yeah. And then Kurupt is rapping, Nate Dogg is singing, and both of them, their verses are so vile in similar and different ways.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So for you, Amir, what are those your top three too?
So my top 3 is Kurupt number 1. I think he just like amazing, man. It reminds me kind of like Ghostface and Raekwon kind of thing, how he was like playing a perfect sidekick. Right. And that's not discredit anyone else. Everyone did like great. Kurupt's my number 1. The Nate Dogg verse is my favorite verse, but Kurupt is my favorite feature.
So explain that.
I explain it this way. So Kurupt dazzled me the most throughout the album, aside from Mr. Snoop. But Nate Dogg, in my opinion, his guest feature, that one verse, was my favorite featured verse.
Okay, so Nate Dogg is the answer.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. I'm just trying to make sure everybody out there...
Nate Dogg's appearance on Ain't No Fun is my favorite appearance on the album.
Okay, so that's Amir's. For me, I'm having a hard time picking between these 3. But for me, I'm going to have to go with Kurupt on Ain't No Fun, because that has the most disparate elements in it all on one verse. Because it has this super lyricism, it has the super gruff, condescending, offensive, vile ridiculousness to it, but then it's also like hilarious at the same time, if you want to look at it that way. And the lyricism is supreme, and he's got like so many different references and the way that it flows, and you know, it just works so well, as everyone knows, with the beat. So I just think Kurupt on there, man, Kurupt, man's phenomenal, as we know. So
he can flow and flow and flow and flow and flow.
But that's what Amir and I think. What do you guys think is the best guest appearance on Doggystyle? Please make sure to subscribe, like, and share, and then hit us up in the comments section. As you guys know, myself and Amir, or Unique Access as the brand, will definitely hit you back and let you know what's going on. So I'm Soren Baker here on The Great Debaters, y'all.
Amir Rahimi.
Make sure to like, subscribe, and share, and hit us up. Appreciate y'all.